Yes, yes, yes. Let's get the mic situated properly. Okay. Am I really doing this? Are we really doing this? OMG. OMG. Okay. So, hello and welcome to the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio Show. Let me clear my throat. And what we're doing today? It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope live to step to. Okay, so it's Usyk versus McCaskill. Well, hold on. Usyk versus Dubois. McCaskill apologizes to Eddie Hearn. And let's get into this. Let me see if I can bring up the picture. No. A particular picture that I say, but every now and then the system don't work. So I can't pull up the picture that I wanted to pull up, but it don't matter. It doesn't matter. Can't pull up the picture right now. I bet you by the end of the show I will be able to pull up the picture, but that's how it go. Let me check the sound levels before we get deep into this thing. Where are we? Let's have a look at this. Okay. Let's cut the music and listen. Let's check out the levels. Okay, the levels are good. The session is alive. Okay, everything seems in order. I had a busy last week, busy weekend, busy this week. But I thought, come on now. How long has it been since the last live? About 7 days. Let's have a little looky. Let's have a quick looky. Live. Yep. This time last week, so it ain't too bad. Dropped a video as well, I believe. Let's have a look at that. Yep. Which is appropriate because it's Alicia Baumgardner informed of failed. What time is this? How deep are we into the show? Okay, we can say failed test, PED test, and Jessica McCaskill was vocal. She let her tongue go, and then had to apologize. Matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's have a little looky. Jessica McCaskill apologizes. Okay. Okay. So we got that in the bag. Now we're going to talk about that. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Let's pin that. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're in good shape. Let's line everything up. Okay. So like I was saying, so today, I had to return a few garments, a few sweaters. Rafi invested in a bunch of crew neck sweaters, for work, and different colors. A different color for every day. So I bought a bunch of them. When was it? Yeah, I think it was on the weekend. And around lunchtime, I thought, yeah, let me get these back. The couple that didn't fit right, let me take them back and swap them out for a different size. You know, complement the structure. Complement the structure. So I got there at lunchtime, early lunch, just before the crowds got in. And 3 checkout ladies in this particular area of this particular store. And they were having a good natter. And saw a couple of people waiting until they stopped nattering. And in the end, they just walked to the particular cashier of their choice. 1, 2, and there was a third one, and that was me. So she was still yattering, still flapping her jaw. I just walked up and I started talking. I said, okay, so these 2 here, I want to return because they don't fit right. And I've got these 2 as a replacement. So she started eventually faffing around. And she did the wrong thing on the till because she was nattering and she was asking the other 2 girls what they were saying. And I was thinking to myself, don't worry about what they're saying. Please take care of this transaction. And then she faffed around, did something wrong on the till, and then gave me a refund for the ones I was bringing back. And I thought, why are you giving me a refund? It's an exchange. So, and then she said, is there anything else after she gave me the refund? I said, well, I got these 2 here. So it's not really a refund, it's an exchange. I said, oh, why didn't you say? And of course, I did say, but she was busy nattering. So that stretched out, prolonged the damn situation. You know, Rafi kept it calm and polite. A little bit stern, perhaps. I said, why didn't you say? I said, okay, well, I think I did, but you were otherwise engaged. That's why I was saying you were nattering. That's why I didn't hear what I said. You were nattering. I didn't say that, though. I said that I did, but you were otherwise engaged. Anyway, we got through that. And then, strangely enough, I didn't even notice, but there was a huge queue that formed behind me. Huge, long line. Yeah. So, concluded the transaction eventually. I managed to get out there. I managed to keep my next appointment just a few minutes out of time. But if she'd been focused, we'd have got that thing done in time, inside. Okay, but you know how that go. Some of these checkout people, they think they're there to have a little natter with their mates and not taking care of the situation at hand. Okay, so where do we begin? Hello and welcome, everybody up in here. We got the TKO22. How do you do? We got the Bruce Gas Boxing and Jazz. Boxing, jazz, and more up in the building. And where do we begin? So anyway, yeah, got to my next appointment and all was good. It's been a busy day. And I had to get home early. Some gas check, annual gas check. And I just crammed it in. That was the gas. And they were switching over. My provider was switching over to a new, my electric provider was switching over to a new updated system. So I had to get home early to get the meter, get a new meter in. It's been all go. At Dawkins Towers, believe you me. So I thought, do I really got the energy for this? Well, you know what? If you don't make the effort, it ain't gonna work. So I had my nap, got up, had my dinner, bit of a late dinner. I had to get that quarter pounder in, the big whopper. With some green peas, and beans, green peas and the beans. You know what I mean? So rather nutritious. I think I'm gonna run out of water in a little bit, but that's okay. It's all in hand. I got more. I'm on the lemon water. Okay, so the area has populated. It's the Cal L up in the building. How do you do? Salute. What's going on? Salute to the Combat Radio Nation. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. The Fight Doctor up in the building. Okay. So we're here. Let's do this. Where do we start? Where do we begin? Okay, let's begin right here. I ain't been really paying attention to this shizzle. Been otherwise occupied. So I'm going to learn about this as we go, as we move. Okay, so Jessica McCaskill has issued an apology to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom after making some eye-catching conspiracy claims in a recent interview. Let me check this thing right here. As a matter of fact, let me just try something. Where are we? Let's see if we can get this picture up. The system ain't working. It might be working now. Who knows? Let's share that. Share that to there. Let's have a little looky. File is being uploaded. Okay. Let's have a quick look. See if it's gone through. That's a whole lot of nothing. Nope, still ain't gone through. Okay, as we move. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so yeah. In a eye-catching conspiracy claims in a recent interview. Okay, so the WBC welterweight world champion has fought on several of Hearn's shows in the past, and is set to do so again when she has a unification bout with WBO welterweight world champion Sandy Ryan in September 23. What's this here? What's this picture? Hearn promoted McCaskill's fight, a defeat to Chantel Cameron last year, and is set to stage her next fight. Okay. Do I remember that? Did we watch that? Did we cover that? Uh-oh. I should have known. Dang. So, Jessica McCaskill gives her thoughts on Alicia. What the hell? Get out of here. Jessica McCaskill gives her thoughts on Alicia Baumgardner testing positive. This is wild. Surely it can't be true. What did she say? Can I risk it? Would you risk it? Would you risk it? Would you risk it for a Swiss kit? What's going on? Okay, hold on. How long does this last? 2 minutes? That's too long. What you trying to do? Get the referee in trouble? What's going on? The Red Glove Militant is up in the area. causing mass hysteria in your area. I don't think I should show that, but let's listen to it. Nah, don't take them risks. Well, Rafi's gonna do it a different way. Rafi's just gonna play the audio. Rafi gonna play the audio. Don't risk it for a Swisket. We're just gonna go with the audio. Should be good. Should be good. Okay, so let's listen. Hopefully, the audio is loud. Let's listen to the Shizniks. Okay, let's go. What's going on?
For her. So, I mean, the shit that I'm about to say right now is like, they might fuck up my next fight with Sandy Ryan, but I'm gonna say it one time. So if y'all don't listen, y'all better screen record this shit because I'm not saying it again. So.
Uh-oh. She looks like she's gonna try and bust a cap in Eddie's ass. What's going on? She says she's gonna say it one time, never to be repeated. Okay, let's listen to the words of Jessica McCaskill. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do the math like really quick, okay? Alicia signed a multiple fight contract with Matchroom in what? Beginning January 2022. Multiple fights. She has 4 fights. She has a mandatory now, who is Chow, right? When you have a mandatory, you don't necessarily have to have a promoter. It's like mine went to a bid. And what happened to my fight? I was supposed to fight like June 24th or something like that. I signed my contract. My opponent signed my contract, and they asked me to sign a Matchroom re-up with them for 3 more fights. I was like, let's finish this mandatory and figure out what's gonna happen. What happened? Because I did not sign the contract with.
Shizzle. Shizzle is getting deep. I don't know. You cats may have heard it. But this is new to me. Who's this? It was this Pokemon cat. What's his name? Is it Pigeon? It seems like the work of the Pigeon. OMG. But let's continue on. Where's this damn thing anyway? Oh, there it is. Okay.
With Matchroom, they took my opponent and gave her to Terry Harper. So at that point, I had no fight. So at that point, I had to sign back up with Matchroom for a couple more fights. With her, she got a fight choice, and they're not saying, "Hey, Alicia signed another multiple fight contract." They're saying Alicia pop hot. So maybe she's not signing the contract. Maybe she's like putting Matchroom in a corner somewhere. And
OMG. Okay. So let me decipher what's the name? McCaskill, Jessica McCaskill just said. Let me just bring that up. What she said was that she was in negotiations for a fight, and she was informed by Matchroom that, hey, to get this fight, I think it was the last fight on the contract, to get this fight, we want to re-up with you for another 2 fights. Was it 2 or 3? Something like that. Rat-tat-tat-tat. And Jessica says, well, let's get this fight out of the way and then we talk about it. Well, they took that fight away from her and gave it to Terry Harper. And then she had to re-up with them to get her next fight. So she's re-up with them for another couple of fights. So she says. So the allegation here, the conspiracy allegation uttered by Jessica McCaskill, is that she surmised or she suspected that Baumgardner was out of contract. And so she magically failed. Eddie Hearn's and Matthew made sure she was damaged goods because she was out of contract. That was the McCaskill conspiracy theory. But let's hear more. Let's hear more. Okay, McCaskill, take it away.
Like putting Matchroom in a corner somewhere, and they don't like that. So all of a sudden, quote unquote, she pops. They're not saying, "Hey, Alicia signed another multiple fight contract." They're saying Alicia popped hot. So
hold on. Let me get the mic placement so you can hear it loud and clear. Hold on. Okay, let's go back into that. We need to examine this thing carefully.
I had no fight. So at that point, I had to sign back up with Matchroom for a couple more fights. With her, she got to fight Choi, and they're not saying, "Hey, Alicia signed another multiple fight contract." They're saying Alicia popped hot. So maybe she's not signing the contract. Maybe she's like putting Matchroom in a corner somewhere, and they don't like that.
OMG. Of course, Eddie Hearn came out with his counteraction. We're going to go with the counteraction after this, but first we have to hear about the action before we get to the counteraction. But let us proceed. I hope you can hear this shizzle. I hope people aren't going to come up to me later and say, "Raf, we couldn't hear," because we've been playing this for a good couple of minutes now. So if you can't hear it now as well, if you can't hear it, the time to say was a long time ago, a couple of minutes ago, but still, if you can't hear it, then, you know, better late than never. You can tell me now. As a matter of fact, not even going to rely on that. I'm going to play it back for myself, see what's going on. Gardner was out of contract.
They don't like that. So all of a sudden, quote unquote, they're not saying, "Hey,
okay, it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. It's not the loudest, but it ain't too bad. Okay, let us proceed.
Quote unquote, she popped hot. Fuck out of here. So, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of shady shit that goes on. I'm out here trying to find like she popped hot. Fuck out of here. So somewhere, and they don't like that. The contract, maybe she's like putting Matchroom in a corner somewhere, and they don't like that. So all of a sudden, quote unquote, she popped hot. Fuck out of here. So, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of shady shit that goes on. I'm out here trying to find like separate sources to get tested because I don't trust people talking about some, "Hey, go get tested with VADA." VADA doesn't come through. Who comes through? WADA. WADA is a different company than VADA. There's multiple people that are testing you when it comes to if you're a Matchroom fighter or not. And that shit is just, it's not controlled. WADA does not send your test results to you. They keep them. I got tested by WADA when I fought Cecilia. So I don't know if Cecilia tested negative or positive or what, because they didn't send that information. I contacted VADA and said, "Hey, did you guys send somebody to test me?" And they said no. Why would they send WADA when they have a contract with us?
OMG. Let's listen to that bit again.
VADA is a different company than VADA. There's multiple people that are testing you when it comes to if you're a Matchroom fighter or not. And that shit is just, it's not controlled. WADA does not send your test results to you. They keep them. I got tested by WADA when I fought Cecilia. So I don't know if Cecilia tested negative or positive or what, because they didn't send that information. I contacted VADA and said, "Hey, did you guys send somebody to test me?" And they said no. Why would they send WADA when they have a contract with us?
OMG. OMG. Anybody who's just joined us, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We just listened to Jessica McCaskill and her opinion on how she thought this thing went down. This thing, her conspiracy theory regarding and pertaining to Alicia Baumgardner's failed PED test. And that was her take. That's how she saw the thing. That's how she saw the thing going down. What's going on here? The Diary Pennant is up in the building. Shane McGuigan and Don Charles should join forces, work together as a boxing training team for Daniel Dubois. It's a bit late in the day for that now, isn't it? It's a bit late in the day for that now because Daniel Dubois done up and left Shane McGuigan some months ago. Had to go over to Don Charles. So I don't know how they're going to reunite. How many days left? Where are we now? Tuesday. So we got, 4 days left till Saturday when Dubois faces Usyk in Poland, in Poundland. I don't know about that. It's an interesting idea. WADA isn't a testing contractor. They only decide what is on the banned list. WADA. WADA. I actually think they do test. Well, let's just make sure. WADA, Anti-Doping Agency, raising the game. I reject all. Raising the game for clean sport. Let's have a little looky. Let's get some clarification on that. Let's stop sharing that and start sharing this. Boom. Where is it? Boom. Let's have a little looky. Raising the game for clean sport. WADA launch new athlete biological passport world anti-doping code. What we do. Yeah, what do you do? What we do. Oh, I clicked on that. Nothing happened. World anti-doping code. International standards. What do you do? Code compliance. What do you do? Find out more. Related sources. Administration, anti-doping, WADA, VADA, USADA, anti-doping code. What do VADA do? What do you do? Who are we? Yeah, who are you? That's a good question. Damn. There's a map on my screen. Where is it? Where's it go? Every time I look away, it disappears. Okay. Established in 1999 as an international independent agency to lead collaborative worldwide movement for doping-free sports. WADA governance funding are based on equal partnership between the sports movement and governments of the world. Do you test? WADA's primary role is to develop, harmonize, and coordinate anti-doping rules, policies across the sports. Our key activities include scientific and social science, research, education, intelligence, and investigations, development of anti-doping capacity, and monitoring of compliance with World Anti-Doping Program. Name. Okay. Our vision. Do you test? Do WADA test? This is a long thing. Do WADA test? I thought they did. Do WADA test athletes? So we really want to know. How does WADA test athletes? That's what we want to know. Athlete seal sample is secured and sent to WADA accredited laboratory. A blood sample is collected as part of the may be analyzed by a WADA approved laboratory. What does WADA do for athletes? Do athletes get drunk? Are doping results trustworthy? athlete testing. Do WADA test athletes? WADA testing procedures. Yeah, let's have a look at WADA testing procedures. Anti-doping procedures: notification, reporting to the doping control, choosing sample collection vessels, providing samples, splitting of the samples, sealing of the samples, completing doping control. What are the methods of WADA drug testing? There are currently 3 types of anti-doping tests: urine, venous blood, and dried blood. Damn. Once a sample is collected, it is sent to a WADA accredited laboratory to be analyzed. They never know whose sample they have, as it is anonymous. Okay, I think they do test. I think they do test. But anyway, that's just a little cursory. That's a cursory thing. Yeah, I'm aware of WADA. There was some controversy many years ago in the MMA world, where George St. Pierre said he would rather be tested by WADA than USADA. Because you got WADA, you got VADA, and you got USADA. And I think George St. Pierre said he would rather be tested by WADA than VADA. Something like that. So I've been aware that they do test. But yeah, it's one of them, man. It's one of them. What's going on here? Wizard Sleeve comes in and says John Fury is an oxygen thief. What's John Fury done now? So anyway, Alicia Baumgartner, that's what she had to say. Say it was a conspiracy. Thought it was some kind of conspiracy. But what did Eddie Hearn have to say? Let's have a little looky. What am I showing there? Let's see Eddie Hearn's response. Eddie, where are you? Eddie Hearn on Jessica McCaskill. Where are we? Eddie Hearn. Jessica McCaskill. Eddie Hearn, America, 4 days ago. That's going to bring me up to the same thing. Is it? Where's Eddie Hearn? Let's give McCaskill. Let's use a poll. Eddie Hearn says McCaskill. Oh Lord. My apologies. Eddie Hearn blasts. Oh, this is an article, not a video. What is this? How do I say no to everything? I'm gonna go along and click every one of these buttons to know. Damn. Things we have to go through. We have to scroll down and click. Okay, save that. Excuse me. Eddie Hearn blasts Jessica McCaskill. Okay, let's show this. Share. Boom. What's going on here? Which is it harder with VADA, WADA, or USADA? Don't know which is which. Well, I'm kind of out of the loop. Back in the day, it was a big topic over in mixed martial arts about who was the best. I'm pretty sure George St. Pierre, because I mean mostly the fans weren't really involved in that side of things, but George St. Pierre brought it to the forefront. He said, "No, I would rather be tested by USADA than VADA." Something like that. USADA than VADA. Yeah, something like that. Or it could be WADA. Yeah, and then another guy came out and said, well, he'd rather be tested by WADA They all have slightly different protocols. Testing should be pretty similar, but they do it in different way. I don't know. It's a long thing. It's a long thing. Eddie was not happy whatsoever. TKO 22 up in the building. How do you do? Okay, let's crack on with Eddie Hearn's response. Let's get into this. Let's see what Eddie Hearn had to say. Eddie Hearn blasts Jessica McCaskill's comments, most defamatory thing I have ever heard, says Hearn. Okay, so Alicia Baumgardner tested positive for methamphetamine in a drug-free sports test 3 days before her fight with Cristiano Linardatu. Okay. Jessica McCaskill went on the Boxing Voice yesterday to discuss Baumgardner's failed test and seemed to suggest that Eddie Hearn's matchroom boxing may have played a part in the adverse analytical finding. Okay, so that's the audio which I just played for you. Okay, so she says, let's do the math real quick. Alicia signed a multiple fight contract with Matchroom in 22. She had 4 fights. She has a mandatory now, who is Choi. When you have a mandatory, you don't necessarily have to have a promoter. Well, anyway, mine went to a bid. And what happened in my fight is I was supposed to, so we went through all of that. I was like, let's finish this mandatory and then figure out what's going to happen next. So at that point, they took the fight away. They took my opponent and gave it to Terry Harper. So at that point, I had no fight. So at that point, I had to sign back up with Matchroom for a couple more fights. She got a fight choice, and they're not saying, hey, Alicia signed another multiple fight deal contract. They're saying Alicia popped hot. So maybe she's not signing the contract. Maybe she likes putting Matchroom. Maybe she's like putting Matchroom in a corner, and they don't like that. So all of a sudden, she pops hot. She pops hot. That was Alicia Baumgardner's version of events, hypothetical though it may have been. Eddie Hearn responded. Well, am I going to play this? Am I legal? Are we licensed?
And Jessica McCaskill, okay. Your thoughts?
Oh, Lord. Oh, how is this? 34 seconds. Okay. So I think I'm legal, licensed and legal. Licensed and legal, but let's just bring that down just to avoid any form of complication or anticipation. Hold on, let me get my mic placement right. No, I ain't seen that. I ain't seen that. Maybe have a little look. Look for that in a little bit. What else is going on? I'd like to announce Rafael Anti-Doping Agency top tier elite testing. Damn, yeah, I can knock up a little lab in the cellar. I can do that. No worries, mate. No worries. Uncle Burnt apostrophe up in the building. Hey, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Okay. Well, let's just continue mic placement. Very important. Hold on. On the momento, I'm sure there's a better way, but hey, we're working with what we got. Okay. Let's go. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. Go on. Tell him, Eddie.
It's absolutely the most wild thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they'll be hearing from us today. But, I mean, what essentially, Jessica McCaskill said, and I don't mind repeating it because it's one of the most bizarre things ever, is Alicia had 1 fight left on her contract. So maybe this was Matchroom trying to disrupt it. I mean, are you absolutely? I mean, firstly, that is the most offensive thing I think I've ever heard in my life, and secondly, the most defamatory thing I've ever heard in my life.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think Eddie Hearn later went on to reveal that Alicia Baumgardner has a number of fights left on her Matchroom contract. Did he say 3? Did I hear him say something like 3? I think that was the case. What's on my screen? There's some more though. What is it? Okay, here we go. Okay. I mean, firstly, you think that a global business of our size that has aspirations to float in an IPO, what sort of process happens? You go to an agency that represents the NBA, the NFL, the NCAA, NASCAR, the LPGA, and make up a test result? Okay, so I think Eddie Hearn's talking about the clean sport boxing testing protocol. There's another one. It's not just WADA, USADA, WADA, and all that. There's another one. There's the clean sport testing that Eddie Hearn, Matchroom are using, as well as some of the others. But it's used by the National American Basketball Association. It's used by the National Football Association. It's used by the NCAA. It's used by NASCAR. So they've gone with with the big boys. They've gone with some big boys in the testing protocol area, so as well as using the likes of VADA, USADA, WADA, and all of them. So their Matchroom boxers are probably the most heavily tested out of the PBC, out of Top Rank, out of certainly better tested than Frank Warren's outfit, Queensbury Promotions. So yeah, arguably Matchroom boxers are more heavily tested than boxers under any other promotion, including the Clean Sports program, Clean Sports organization, who, like I said, they take care of the NBA, the NFL, the NCAA, NASCAR, National Golf, they do it all. So it's kind of, Eddie Hearn argues it's preposterous, it's ludicrous, it's defamatory. I know we live in a world of conspiracy theories, but this is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my whole entire life. And I'll be speaking to Jessica because it's bang out of order. And if that's your line of defense, that's worrying, because you have to defend yourself here. Not say, well, I think Matchroom just made it up. I mean, what? Absolutely baffled. And Rick Ramos is a wild guy. He says some crazy stuff. And it's like a conspiracy. They've got this conspiracy thing in boxing, She said that I was in a purse bid situation and I gave my opponent to Terry Harper. No, what actually happened was we lost the purse bid and someone else won the first bid and didn't put the fight on. So the fight becomes null and void. And in the meantime, we offered her the fight against Harper short notice because there was no other fight. There was no fight with McCaskill. So again, we have to deal with them appropriately because I'm not having people talk about my family business like that. And it's wild, absolutely wild. It's one of the most comical things I've ever heard in my whole entire life. It's a terrible situation for us, for the sport, for Alicia. It's bad. It's bad. Very bad. But of course, Jessica McCaskill came out and retracted her statement. retracted her statement. What's going on here? What's going on? I did, but they say it has to be in duration. Eddie had his lawyer on the other line. Eddie McCaskill did retract his statement. Yeah, it didn't make no sense. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Well, McCaskill went on to retract her statement. What's this thing here? Retract the statement. I'm not going to go into that, or else he'll take up the whole damn show. So, can't really, as a matter of fact, we have to complete it, don't we? We really have to complete the circle. Let me give it 1 minute. Let me give it 60 seconds. Did I actually read her retraction? Where is her retraction? Not long later. Hold on. I mean, firstly, okay. Let me read the retraction, because we can't do a program saying she retracted a statement and me not read her retraction. Okay, I found it. Let's do it. Let me give 60 more seconds to this. To complete the thing. You can't be half-assed. About it. Let's do the retraction. Okay, so not long later, McCaskill's fiance. That's a whole different ball game. That's a whole another thing that I might have touched on, but I'm not going to touch on. But, it makes you want to touch on it, kind of thing. Not long later, McCaskill's fiance, who happens to be her trainer and her manager. Does that strike anybody? Does that got some bad vibes to it? McCaskill's fiance, who happens to be her trainer and happens to be her manager, Rick Ramos. Does that give anybody any funny vibes? Okay, she's a grown woman, but let me take a sip of my drink. My drink is running low. Because throughout sports, there's been, I'm going to have to say, throughout sports, especially with younger sports people, sports women in particular, there's been an issue of grooming, where the trainer grooms the female. Their training could be swimming, could be tennis, gymnastics is a big one, where things pop up and it turns out years later that the trainer was grooming the females under their charge. Now, of course, this is different because it's a different age category. McCaskill's up there in age, late 30s, I believe, so it's kind of different. But gives me some strange vibes. We got Rose Namajunas in the UFC, and she goes out with a cat, forgot his name. But then it transpired, never really thought anything of it, but then it transpired that he used to be her trainer when she was a minor. And he said he's going to wait until she's not a minor anymore before, he develops it. Once again, it's a trainer situation. McCaskill's fiance, because I'm sure he wasn't her fiance when she walked in the gym. Yeah, but then it becomes her fiance. But then the trainer and the manager becomes the fiance. Am I reaching here? Am I reaching? Or does that give anybody any strange vibes? Any strange vibes? What's going on? What's going on? No alarms for me. If he was a manager and promoter, there could be an issue, but a trainer and a manager is okay to me. I don't think you hear what I'm saying. I don't think you get what I'm saying. I'm talking about, is there any potential grooming situation going on there? Yeah, because when she walked in the gym, he was her trainer. Then I guess at some point he became her manager. And then I guess at some point after that he became her fiance. Can you groom? Can an adult, can a grown adult be groomed? Can a grown adult be groomed? Anyway, I'll leave you to ponder on that as we proceed. Okay, so McCaskill's fiance, trainer manager Rick Ramos spoke out on social media. He tweeted, I just got on a call with Eddie Hearn. I heard him out. He was clearly upset. I'll watch the interview with Jessica McCaskill and the Boxing Voice. Jessica will make a statement later today. Okay, so Ramos also confirmed in an interview with No Smoke that he had received a legal letter from Hearn about the matter. In her statement not long later, McCaskill issued an apology of sorts. What's up, world? What's up, world? Seems like some things have been shaken up in the last couple of days. It seems like I've had a pretty decent hand in that. So first, I would like to apologize to my fiance, Rick Ramos, also my trainer and manager. What are you apologizing to him for? I know I've been stressing you out with all this ruckus. Okay, so that's a bullshit apology so far. What are you apologizing to your fiance for? Also, possibly your groomer. I apologize to him for. It's Matchroom. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom that you defamated. Seems like Matchroom has been offended by the conversation that was had yesterday on the Boxing Voice. Shout out to the Boxing Voice. No, they weren't offended by the conversation. They were offended by what you said. It seems like the overall conversation as a whole may have been misunderstood. No, it wasn't misunderstood. You were very clear. You were very clear. But either way, my apologies for the conversation and for anyone being offended by the things that I said. No, you don't have to apologize for the conversation. You're being obtuse. It's the things that you said, the conspiracy theory that you said. Yeah, check me out on Instagram. That's one of the most insincere, weak, lame apologies I've ever heard. But she later went on to give a deeper, a clearer apology. But I ain't got no time. I ain't got no time to be messing around with her wordplay, with her role play, with her gameplay. With the wordplay, with the gameplay, and all that kind of play. Can an adult be groomed? Well, that's a question I'm asking. That's a question I'm asking. I get it. Yeah. Is he a predator? I think McCaskill is a grown woman who can definitely look after herself. If she was a teen, I could see the angle. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. She talked a lot of shizzle and then a weak, lame ass apology. Can an adult be groomed is the question. Okay, so I ain't going to spend no more time with that because that's eating up a whole lot of time. But I mean, I think we chopped it up reasonably well. I think we chopped it up decently. Let's see. But I can't spend no more time on that. So we're going to have to move on It's time to move on. Let's get into the main thing, the main topic. And I'm running out of water. I'm going to have to step away from the computer at some point and top up. Okay. Can an adult be groomed is the question. As we move to, what are we going to do with this thing? Let's do this. Let's do it this way. Can an adult be groomed? Let's do it this way. Get into the main topic of the evening. And let's pull this up. Stay hydrated. Damn straight. And I'm wondering, should I have a dessert after this? It's going to be late. It's going to be a bit late. Should I have a dessert? I got an apple turnover in the fridge. You know, I chop a banana up on top of that chisel. And then put some natural yogurt. Top it off with some natural live yogurt. It's quite a thing. You know what I mean? Well, that's what happens when you're thirsty. You start thinking of food instead of drink. So I'm gonna have to down half a pint of warm water immediately after the show. And then we'll take it from there. Okay. OMG. What's going on? Just in case, Dubois is paying 10 for 1 for a KO. It's a good hedge bet. Yeah, I'll be taking that bet. I'll take 10 to 1, put a tenner down, get a possible 100. I'll best remember to do that tomorrow. I don't do the betting on the internet. I somehow think they're going to rob me. My lady manages my YouTube channel and she's 3 years my older. You might be groomed. You should look into that. You could be, you could be owed some compensation from the grooming. OMG. It's a serious question. Can an adult be groomed? That's the question. Because those relationships trainer, become the lover, become the manager, become the fiance. And I don't trust that shizzle. What happens when she's not making any money anymore? What happens then? And then there's a new girl. In town that he's gonna groom. He's gonna be a Svengali. There's some strange shizniks. Svengali. Can I spell that? Yes, let's try. VNGA. Oh, there it is. Svengali, meaning. Let's have a look at this real quick. Let's have a little quick look at this. Svengali. What does it mean? Rafi? What does it mean? What's going on? What does Svengali mean, Rafi? Well, let's have a little quick look, shall we? Okay, so dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, Svengali. Okay. A person who exercising a controlling or mesmeric influence on another, especially for a sinister purpose. How do you say it? Svengali. So what happens when her career is over and a new chick comes along on the scene? What happens then? Is she going to be comfortable? Let's say they get married. Is she going to be comfortable with the new girl on the scene? Could this cat possibly become a Svengali for the new gal? Interesting. Remember, interesting. What's going on here? An adult with a weak mind can be groomed for sure. I imagine it would be very hard to do in a team environment, though. Well, that's the whole thing, isn't it? Because Rose Nyama Eunice, let's bring her up. Let's bring up Rose. Thug Rose. Rose Nyama. There she is. Rose Nyama Eunice. Where is she? Let's get a picture. Let's get a picture. Can you, my darling? Can you picture this? What's going on? Sometimes I kind of forget. Sometimes I momentarily forget how to operate this shizzle. How to operate the ship. Where is it? So that's Rose Yaman Eunice. And where's her boyfriend? That's Rose Yaman Eunice. She's been a 2-time champion, maybe even 3-time, but definitely 2-time. She's a cute as a button, as you can see. She's very little, very small. She's tiny. Excuse me. Tiny, very cute. Very, very cute. Now, she started training MMA. Who's her boyfriend? Rose Yaman Eunice. Husband. She started training MMA. Is this still showing? Okay. And this has been a long time boyfriend. What's his name? Pat Barry. Pat Barry. He was a fighter himself. I liked him. But I didn't know. They've been together for years, but I didn't know until I listened to Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland. He's got a podcast. He's a fighter. He's a current fighter in the UFC. I didn't know the backstory to this thing. I didn't know that Rose started off as just a little girl training in a gym. And then Pat Barry had his eye on her when she was a minor and apparently said, yeah, give her a few more years when she's legal and, we'll get it on. And that's in a team situation. Not a big team, but it's in a team situation. And moreover, furthermore, let's go deeper. There's been a number of situations in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a number of them, where trainers have taken advantage of females. There's a Svengali effect when you're training. And I don't want to say women are weak-minded. I don't want to say that. But perhaps in some women, there is a weakness for their trainer. And perhaps some trainers take advantage of that. Well, it's not perhaps, it's a fact. Swimmers, lambs throughout the sporting world. Let's have a look. I agree. If an adult has a mind of a child, they certainly may be groomed. Well, yeah. But what if an adult has a mind of an adult? Can a lady not be swayed in the workplace? Things aren't too good at home, and then some kid with shiny teeth shows up. You know what I mean? Saying all the right things. You know how that go. I know a 38-year-old woman who has the mind of a 12-year-old. Is that is that your lady, Red Glove Militant? Is that your lady you're talking about like that? Come on now. OMG. But anyway, that's just something I'm gonna leave with you. And let's get out of this Svengali chat. Oh, you can talk about what you want to talk about. Man, I gotta carry on with the shout. I close that down. Did I not close that window down? What the hell's going on here? What the hell's going on? Red Glove Militant with the one-word answer. Most certainly not. My woman is very competent and combative. OMG. Hey. Come on, Rafi. Calm down. Okay. Let's get out of that. And let's get into this. Where are we? Where is it? Oh, is it there? Are we nearly there yet? There are women that like to be basically on too, so it's not always bad. However, when there is a big age gap, it's more probable the woman is being taken advantage of, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Finally, let's get into this thing. It's been a long road. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long road. Okay, we're going to do this. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. I've got any water left? A little bit. Let's take my last sip. Okay. Let's get this thing done. Where do we begin? Okay, so as you can see, Alexander Usyk is facing Daniel Dubois on Saturday, this Saturday coming at Stadion Wrocław, Poland. It's going to be shown on ESPN in America and TNT Sports box office in the UK. TNT Sports, of course, is the new name for BT Sports. I don't know why I didn't just leave it a BT Sports. Whatever. TNT sounds a bit corny to me, like TNT. Wasn't that some kind of explosive? Anyway, so it's 12-round heavyweight bout. Estimated ring walk 9 p.m. Europe and 2 p.m. What is that? 2 p.m. Eastern Time, USA. Okay, so what's that? What did I say? ESPN in America, TNT Sports in the UK. Okay. Belts on the line, the WBO, the IBF, the WBA Super, the ring heavyweight champion. Okay, the ring's on the line. Okay, tell the tape. Alexander Usyk 36, Daniel Dubois 25. Usyk 6'3", Dubois 6'5". Reach 78 for Usyk, 78 for Dubois. Stance, Usyk southpaw, Dubois orthodox. What's this here? Full record. What is this? Wins 20 via unanimous decision, 19 by, what is that? TKO. What is that, first round? TKO. Is that first round TKO? I don't know. No, couldn't be, surely. What is this? 13. Okay. KOs 13, 18. Oh, TKO. That's TKO. TKO by Daniel Dubois. 13 by KO for Usyk. 18 for Dubois. But of course, most of these for Usyk was at a lighter weight, the cruiserweight. What are we talking about here? KO percentage, 65% KO percentage for Usyk, 95 for Dubois. But then, of course, Usyk has been fighting a higher level of opponent. Losses 0 to Usyk, 1 to Dubois. That one was at the hands of Joe Joyce, the juggernaut, a big juggernaut. Stoppages 0 for Usyk, 1 for Dubois, also at the hands of the big juggernaut. a big juggernaut. He's going up against Zhang again. That could be a mistake. Draws 0-0. Debut 2013, 2017. What's that, 5 years later? Or 4 years later? Yeah, 4 years later. Pro rounds 168 for Usyk, 63 for Dubois. So what's that, deficit of like 105? So 105 rounds less. OMG. 105 rounds less. Okay. Okay. So what are people saying in the chat? What are people saying in the chat? My woman is very competent. I have no doubt, my dear fellow. No doubt. Let's have a look. I've got Usyk on points, but that's only if Dubois don't blow his load trying to get Usyk out of there early. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think Dubois is going to shoot his shot. He's going to shoot his shot. He's going to leave himself tired, and so he's going to get stopped. He's going to get dropped and stopped by Alexander Usyk. That's my prediction. But I'm still going to put money on Dubois knocking Usyk out just in case, because I think, of course, it's possible. Usyk's going to lose one day. He's probably going to get knocked out one day. Could it be against Dubois? Of course. Is it likely? No. I'm still going to bet on it because the odds are good. If Dubois guesses, he will get stopped late. Yes, I agree. The only way Dubois wins is by KO in less than 5. Yes, early KO is the way. I think I don't see. See, here's the thing. I don't see Usyk tiring or having a lesser gas tank than Dubois under any circumstances. So, to me, Daniel Dubois has got to go out there and look at it as a 6-round fight. I repeat, Daniel Dubois has to go out there and look at this thing as a 6-round fight. Train for 12 round, but go 6 hard rounds. Maybe the first 45 seconds and the last 45 seconds of each round. Yeah. 45 seconds. And tie Usyk up in the middle. Blast him in the first 45 seconds. Tie him up in the middle of the fight. Pull his head down. Headlock him. Knock him to the ribs. Try to give him a, what do you call it, suplex. Try to suplex him. Grapple him. Beat him in the first 45 seconds, grapple him for the remainder of the middle section of the round, and then try to batter him in the last 45 seconds of each round, or last 30 seconds of each round. How about that? That's my plan for Dubois. And look at it as a 6-round fight. Do that for 6 rounds, and you may knock Usyk out. If you fail, which is highly likely, then you're going to be gassed by round 7. But just slump. Just slump over. Slump over. And you'll have done a great job. A bit like Chisora. Roughed him up. Tough fight for Triple D. Big ask. His aggression could be an issue with how hard Dubois hit and how he goes to the body when inside. But Usyk uses footwork, indeed. Hey, how will Dubois track him down with that Usyk footwork? Tough knife for Dubois. I think he's got to grab him. I think he's got to grab Usyk. Double jab, hook to the body, or jab upstairs to the head, jab to the body, or jab to the body, then the head. Hook him to the body, hook to the liver. Work on that liver shot all night long. All night. That's my recipe. Double jab, one to the body, one to the head, hook to the liver. Hook to the liver. Then grab him. Put him in a headlock. And then suplex him. Just grab him. Just grab him. Grab him and walk with him. Same way Chisora grabbed him. And just give him some hooks. Line him up. Shove him in a corner. And just hook, hook, hook. You ain't got no legs when you're pinned in a corner. Probably put the forearm in the throat. Probably put the forearm in the throat. Probably grab him around the back and smack his head on the turnbuckle like Barrera did to what's his name? What was that cat's name? Lil Nassim. Grab him and ram him into the turnbuckle like Barrera did to Nassim. Ahmed. OMG. Wicked talk tonight on the RDCR. OMG. What's going on? What's this? We'll have to box him when he gets the opportunity. Otherwise, he'll have to use bully tactics. Yeah, definitely have to use some. Use your attributes. Usyk's got legs, so he can run and point fight, or he can move around and point fight all night long. So Dubois got to track him down. Got to put one upstairs. Put a jab to the head, but jabs to the head against Usyk, I mean, isn't that just a waste of time? You gotta really aim for the throat. You gotta aim to jab him in the throat because he's moving anyway. So the one upstairs actually got to be to the throat. You might get lucky and catch him on the chin. If you're unlucky, you'll catch him in the chest, in the sternum. Catch him in the sternum. Bizzle. It's the lethal Bizzle up in the building. Catch him in the sternum. It's a real worry how Kevin Lerena hurt Dubois so easily. It's certainly interesting. Yeah. Was that because of his knee? Mind you, Lerena was a southpaw as well. OMG. Lerena was a southpaw. Interesting. But I happen to know that Dubois has pulled out the stops for his training camp. He's got some very interesting people in his training camp. So he's got a secret weapon that I can't disclose right about now, who will be rocking up in Poland. An ex-trainer of Usyk, no less. OMG. Okay, say no more about that. I'll talk about it more on the night of the fight, because obviously you done know that the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio will be covering that shizzle live. Okay, so FA Jaguar versus Zankobuski is also on this weekend. That is the most interesting heavyweight of the weekend for me. FA Jaguar, Zankobuski. Okay, Kobuski, Kunhitsky. But for me, this is the numero uno fight because it's got implications. It's got very unfortunate implications because, as we know, Luke Fury has been running away from Usyk. But here's what makes it bittersweet for me, is that if Dubois beats Usyk, then you know that Fury fight will be, Fury's going to sign on that dotted line on the quick fast. All of a sudden, it's not going to be a problem anymore. So that's kind of it almost makes me want Daniel Dubois not to win in a sense, so that Luke will either have to stop running away from Usyk or keep running away from Usyk. That's what makes it bittersweet. Because if Daniel Dubois wins, then Luke all of a sudden say, "Oh yeah, that's a good fight. I think I'm very interested in that." Daniel Dubois will not run away from me like the Gappy Tooth Rabbit did. You know, Daniel Dubois is a real man. unlike the gappy tooth rabbit. So that's what makes it bittersweet. That's what makes it bittersweet. The secret weapon is prior. OMG. Malcolm Marcel comes in with a, what do you call it, with a zinger. Comes in with the zinger. What's this here? Usyk, watch Usyk. Be very careful in the first 4. He knows very well Daniel Dubois can hurt him if he lands. Very much so. Very much so. Dr. Wooduk punches hips, stop the movement. It actually works, you know. You get punched in the leg. I was kickboxing. I used to kickbox with a boxer. And, you know, I used to catch him in the thighs with some shin kicks very nicely. We wore pads, but, you know, they still get through. You still feel them. And then one day he punched me in the thigh and I laughed. It wasn't until the next round that I realized, damn, that shizzle is effective. You can feel the bruising in the muscle. It's actually effective. Dr. Wooduk up in the building. The Bizzle, Lethal Bizzle up in the building. The TKO says, hopefully, Triple D gets home support because too many Cossack wearing Brits these days. Some home support for the brother. I hope so. Well, he's over in Poland. So there's gonna be a hell of a lot of Cossack wearers over there in Poland. Stiff jab to the breadbasket like you did Fullerton. From Dubois might slow Usyk a bit and may set up a right over the top. Well, we know that Usyk, if he does have any vulnerabilities, then we know that it is to the breadbasket. It's around the breadbasket and the liver and the kidneys, you know, the offal. The offal. Daniel Dubois is going to have to go for Usyk's offal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Forget about Luke. Rafi, what you reckon on the brother fighting Tyson Fury? The UFC fight again, trained by Mike Tyson. Will that help? Well, I mean, Ngannou. We talk about Ngannou. Ngannou has a puncher's chance. But Luke's been in the gym for a long time. And MMA striking is different to boxing striking. MMA striking, you do a big hook. You can do a big hook, which might look a bit lazy in boxing or unorthodox in boxing, but you do a big hook and you can grapple. You can grab the man around the waist, basically pick him up, suplex him, dash him over your shoulder, and then finish him off with some ground and pound. Boxing, that's MMA. Boxing's not like that. It's only punching. There's no kicks. So it's a whole different ball game when it comes to the striking realm. One punch strike, yeah, anybody can be a good one punch knockout artist. Well, not anybody, but a lot of people can be a good punch knockout artist. But boxing is about slipping that shizzle, tying up or moving out of range, moving to laterally, and then resetting and doing it over and over again, just punching. So Ngannou has next to no chance. Has a puncher's chance, while I give him a 10% chance. That gives Luke, 90%. Will training with the real Tyson, the Iron Tyson, the Iron Mike, will that help? Yeah, to an extent. So what, 5%? So maybe he goes up from 10% to 5%. But no, you're not going to come into this game and take on a Luke who's been doing this thing for how old is he now? 30? He's been doing it for 20 odd years. Or is he 33? Yeah, 33, 34. Been doing it for 25 years. In excess of 25 years? Nah, he's got little to no chance. Punch hard enough on the hip to make the ankle stop working. OMG. And you know what? Yeah, better be dropped Usyk with a body shot. He went down 2 or 3 times in the amateurs from body shots. Still, Derek smashed him to the body all night long and couldn't drop Usyk. No, couldn't. But that is Usyk's weakness. You know what, folks? You know what, Rafi gonna die of dehydration, and you're gonna have it on your consciences. You know what I mean? I don't want that to be on your consciences. So Rafi gonna have to go now. It's late now anyway. It's 11 p.m. over here in the UK on the Dawkins Towers clock. I can see through my binoculars. Hold on. Yeah, I can see the Dawkins Tower clock through my binoculars, and it says 6 minutes past the hour of 11 p.m. You know what? I think we've done it. We've done 1.5 hours, and I was entertained. I hope you were too. Okay. Of course, we're going to cover the Usyk versus Dubois fight. My official pick is Alexander Usyk by 9-round KO. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, I can see Usyk taking Dubois out, or effectively Dubois taking himself out, because I think Dubois is going to go 6 hard rounds. Forget about the other 6. 6 hard rounds. The first 6 rounds, take it to Usyk. Take it to Usyk. Punch him in the just below the neck. Punch him to the sternum. Jab him to the sternum, and then wing some hooks to the liver, to the kidneys, to the offal. Wing him in. Wing it into the floating rib. Yeah, do that for 30 seconds, 45 seconds at the beginning of each and every round, and then hang on for dear life. Even if you're not tired, just hang on. Put your pressure on him, put your weight on him, stuff him into the turnbuckle. Yeah, lean on him, put your shoulder in his throat, and then whang. Aim to break, smash his ribs. For the middle part of each round, grab onto him, smash him into the turnbuckle. Get him in a good old schoolyard choke. Yeah, cut his windpipe off, put your forearm in his throat, put your pressure on him, dig into the body, dig into the ribs, dig into the kidneys, dig into the liver, and just put that pressure on him in the middle of every round. And then for the last 30 seconds, just look to wail on him. Just look to wail on the body. Don't worry about the head. If his head pops up, boom, and just clap him with it. Tom and Jerry style, a frying pan on the head. Clap him with it. But work on the body. Forget about the head. The highest you should be going is just below the neck. You know what I mean? That's how you got to do it. Just below the neck. That's the highest you should be going. So assault him in the first 30, 45 seconds of each round. Put your weight on him in the middle section. Just grab him. Put some hooks in the inside in the middle section of each round, and then finish off the last 30 seconds of each round with a body assault. Yeah, with a body assault. Keep your hands up. Keep blocking. Body assault him. And do that. Rinse, wash, repeat for 6 rounds. And if you fail, you're probably going to be dog tired. And then just slump. You're good. Just slump over. Catch you with a few shots. Just slump down the ropes. Slump down the ropes in the 7th round. Just slide down the ropes. Tried your best. No need to take a prolonged beating. Don't make no sense. Just slide down the ropes. The referee will wave it off. There you go. You tried your best. Yep. If you can get to the body, it's your best chance. But when I think of that, I always come back to Usyk's footwork to evade much of the body work. Yeah, shove him in the ropes. Literally just shove him in the ropes. When he comes back, boom, Frank Sanchez style. When he bounces off it. Yeah, Tyson Fury, he's danger outside, inside fights. Keep them outside the range, because if any of them get in both lethal, only takes one shot. It only takes one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Good show. Everyone, take care. Take care. Peace out. Stay safe, King. Stay safe to you, my dear fellow. Stand on his lead foot. Stand on his damn lead foot. Straight in the throat. I don't know what that first word means, but I take it means something good. I will assume that. Yes. That was from Dr. Woodok. I guess that means good night. And he's right. It is a good night. So everyone, take care. This is Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I'm glad I went live. Da, 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 da. Okay, folks, that's it. It's Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is the hitting the bell icon. Stay updated with news and notifications, and don't forget about the live show. Take it easy. What is it? Yeah. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it's all that jazz. Yeah. The only thing left for me to say before I go and get my lemon water is, my warm lemon water is blessed.